Gold. The very word evokes images of wealth, power, and intrigue. It has been a symbol of prosperity and a measure of wealth for millennia. From the ancient Egyptians who adorned their pharaohs with golden treasures, to the Spanish conquistadors who sought the fabled El Dorado, gold has always held a special place in human history. For centuries it has captivated civilizations, fueling empires and igniting conflicts. The quest for gold has driven explorers to the ends of the earth, led to the rise and fall of dynasties and even sparked wars. Its allure is undeniable, and its impact on history is profound. But what happens when this symbol of prosperity vanishes? When the very foundation of a nation's wealth seems to disappear overnight? The implications are staggering, and the questions it raises are even more so. What happens when a nation's golden treasure disappears into thin air? The mystery deepens as we consider the potential consequences. How does a country cope with such a monumental loss? What are the economic and political ramifications? This is the unsettling question that has gripped America for decades, the mystery of the missing gold. It's a tale that has sparked countless theories and debates, each more intriguing than the last. From conspiracy theories to official investigations, the search for answers has been relentless. From the heartland of Kentucky to the corridors of power in Washington, D.C., whispers of this enigma echo through the halls of history. The story of the missing gold is not just a local legend, it has national and even global implications. The United States, once the proud owner of the world's largest gold reserves, now faces accusations of deceit and financial manipulation. The integrity of the nation's financial system is at stake, and the world is watching closely. The stakes are high, as the missing gold represents not just a physical loss, but a potential erosion of trust in the very fabric of American economic power. The repercussions could be far-reaching, affecting everything from international trade to domestic stability. This is a story of secrets and shadows, of whispers and speculation. It's a narrative filled with intrigue, where every clue leads to more questions, and every answer seems to be shrouded in mystery. It's a story that delves into the heart of American history, exposing the potential vulnerabilities of a nation grappling with its own legacy. The missing gold is more than just a financial anomaly. It's a symbol of the challenges and uncertainties that have shaped the American experience. As we journey into this labyrinth of mystery, we'll uncover the historical context, the emergence of conspiracy, and the very real economic implications of a nation's missing gold. We'll explore the theories, the evidence, and the unanswered questions that continue to haunt historians and economists alike. Prepare yourself for the truth, like gold itself, can be elusive and difficult to unearth. The journey ahead is fraught with twists and turns, but the pursuit of understanding is a quest worth undertaking. walls, the mystery endures, a legacy of gold and secrets that continues to captivate and confound. The 1970s marked a turning point in the narrative of America's gold. The Vietnam War had drained the nation's resources, and the Watergate scandal had shattered public trust in the government. It was against this backdrop of disillusionment that doubts about Fort Knox began to surface. Rumors spread like wildfire, fueled by a growing distrust of authority and a thirst for answers. Some whispered that the gold had been secretly sold off to foreign governments, a desperate attempt to stabilize the struggling US dollar. Others claimed that the vaults held only tungsten bars, cleverly disguised to resemble gold. These theories, though lacking concrete evidence, resonated with a public hungry for truth and transparency. The government's insistence that the gold was safe and sound did little to quell the growing skepticism. The more the authorities attempted to reassure the public, the more deeply the seeds of doubt took root. The whispers grew louder, amplified by a burgeoning movement of researchers, journalists, and concerned citizens who refused to accept the official narrative. They demanded answers, demanding a full and independent audit of Fort Knox. The stage was set for a showdown between a government accused of secrecy and a public determined to uncover the truth. Section 4. The Illusion of Transparency. In response to mounting pressure from the public and various advocacy groups, the government finally agreed to a limited audit of Fort Knox in 1974. This decision came after years of speculation and rumors about the true state of the nation's gold reserves. However, this audit, far from satisfying the public's demand for transparency, only served to deepen the mystery. The audit report was heavily redacted, with large sections blacked out, leaving many questions unanswered and fueling further suspicion. The audit was conducted under tight control, with independent observers granted limited access. The process was shrouded in secrecy, with strict protocols in place to ensure that only certain information was made available to the public. The results, while claiming that the gold was accounted for, failed to provide the level of detail and verification that many had hoped for. The report was vague and lacked the comprehensive data that would have put the public's mind at ease. Critics were quick to point out the shortcomings of the audit, highlighting the lack of transparency and the potential for manipulation. They argued that the government's approach was more about managing public perception than providing genuine accountability. The government, they argued, had merely provided a carefully curated glimpse behind the curtain, a performance designed to appease the public without revealing the truth. This led to a growing sense of distrust and skepticism among the populace. This limited audit, far from silencing the skeptics, only served to embolden them. The lack of clear answers and the perceived evasiveness of the government fueled a movement demanding full disclosure. The demand for a full and independent audit, one that would leave no room for doubt, grew louder than ever. Activists organized protests, petitions, and public forums to keep the pressure on the government. The government, however, remained steadfast in its refusal, citing national security concerns and the need to protect sensitive information. Officials argued that revealing too much could compromise the security of the nation's gold reserves. The stage was set for a protracted battle between a government determined to maintain its grip on information and a public increasingly wary of its motives. The tension between the need for security and the demand for transparency became a central issue of the time. The question remained, what was the government so desperate to hide? The mystery of Fort Knox continued to captivate the public's imagination, leaving many to wonder if the truth would ever be fully revealed. Section 5. The Crumbling Pillars of Trust. The implications of America's missing gold extend far beyond the physical loss of a precious metal. At the heart of this mystery lies a fundamental erosion of trust, a trust that is essential for the stability and prosperity of any nation. Gold, throughout history, has served as a symbol of wealth, stability, and security. Its presence in a nation's reserves inspires confidence in its currency and its economic strength. Conversely, the disappearance of this gold, especially under a cloud of secrecy and suspicion, can have devastating consequences. The US dollar, as the world's reserve currency, relies heavily on global trust and confidence. The perception that the United States government may be dishonest or opaque about its gold reserves could undermine this trust, leading to a loss of faith in the dollar and potentially triggering global economic instability. Furthermore, the lack of transparency surrounding Fort Knox sets a dangerous precedent. If the government can obscure the truth about something as fundamental as its gold reserves, what else might it be hiding? This question continues to haunt the American public, casting a long shadow over the nation's institutions and its leadership. Gap 3S. Section 6. The Hidden Vaults of Fort Knox. Beneath the fortified walls of Fort Knox lies a labyrinth of underground vaults, shrouded in mystery and speculation. These vaults are said to contain not just gold but a plethora of other valuable assets and historical artifacts, each with its own story of intrigue and secrecy. Despite numerous requests for transparency, the U.S. government has remained tight-lipped about the exact contents of these vaults. Occasional audits and inspections have done little to quell the rumors. Some believe that these vaults hold far more than the officially reported gold reserves, including precious metals from other nations, rare documents, and even undisclosed technological assets. The secrecy surrounding Fort Knox has given rise to a multitude of theories. Some suggest that the vaults are empty, their gold long gone, redistributed in clandestine deals. Others propose that Fort Knox holds a secret reserve, a financial arsenal to be deployed in times of extreme crisis. The truth, however, remains elusive. What is undeniable is the strategic importance of Fort Knox. Its contents, whatever they may be, are not just a national asset, but a global one. The mystery of Fort Knox's hidden vaults continues to captivate the imagination, raising questions about what lies beneath, and the true extent of America's hidden wealth. As long as these secrets remain, the intrigue and speculation will persist, fueling a narrative that is as compelling as it is enigmatic. What do you think lies hidden in the vaults of Fort Knox? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Section 7. The Conspiracy Chronicles. The allure of Fort Knox's hidden riches has spawned an array of conspiracy theories, each more tantalizing than the last. One of the most persistent theories revolves around the idea that the gold reserves have been secretly siphoned off over the decades. Proponents of this theory argue that the U.S. government has been quietly selling or redistributing the gold to fund covert operations or to stabilize the global economy during times of crisis. Another theory suggests that the gold stored in Fort Knox is not American at all, but rather a collection of gold from various nations, held as collateral for international loans and debts. This theory raises questions about global economic power dynamics and the true role of Fort Knox in the international financial system. Then there's the notion that Fort Knox is a facade, a grand illusion designed to project strength and stability. According to this theory, the actual gold is stored elsewhere, in undisclosed locations around the world, hidden from potential threats and prying eyes. Adding another layer to the mystery is the idea that Fort Knox houses not just gold but also secret technologies and rare artifacts. Some believe that within its walls lie treasures of immense historical and scientific value, items that could potentially alter our understanding of history and technology. The secrecy and tight security surrounding Fort Knox only serve to fuel these theories. With limited access granted to the public and even to most government officials, the truth remains locked away, feeding the imagination of conspiracy theorists and curious minds alike. While these theories may seem far-fetched to some, they underscore a fundamental truth. The unknown breeds speculation. Until transparency is achieved, the legend of Fort Knox will continue to grow, captivating the world with its blend of fact, fiction, and endless possibilities. What are your thoughts on these conspiracy theories? Do you believe there's more to Fort Knox than meets the eye? Let us know in the comments below. Scene 8. The Vanishing Gold Historical Mysteries. The mystery of Fort Knox's gold reserves doesn't just rest on modern-day conspiracies. It has deep historical roots that add layers of intrigue to the story. One of the most significant events that fuel these theories dates back to the early 20th century during the Great Depression. In 1933, President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed Executive Order 6102, which mandated the confiscation of privately held gold. Citizens were required to turn in their gold coins, bullion, and certificates to the Federal Reserve in exchange for paper currency. This gold was then transferred to Fort Knox, ostensibly to stabilize the economy and strengthen the nation's financial system. However, this massive influx of gold into Fort Knox has led to suspicions about whether all of it remains there today. Some historians point to the Bretton Woods Conference of 1944, where the US dollar was established as the world's reserve currency, backed by gold. The United States was required to maintain substantial gold reserves to uphold this system, Critics argue that the gold reserves were gradually depleted to maintain the dollar's value and support international economic stability throughout the Cold War and beyond. Further complicating matters are reports from the 1960s and 1970s, when President Richard Nixon took the U.S. off the gold standard, effectively ending the convertibility of the dollar into gold. This move, known as the Nixon shock, led to widespread speculation about the actual state of the gold reserves. Some believe that the decision was made because the gold reserves were already significantly diminished, making it impossible to continue backing the dollar with gold. Adding another layer to the mystery are historical accounts of gold being moved during World War II to prevent it from falling into enemy hands. There are tales of secret shipments and hidden caches, with some suggesting that not all of the gold made it back to Fort Knox, potentially ending up in undisclosed locations around the world. These historical events create a tapestry of intrigue and speculation, suggesting that the story of Fort Knox's gold is far more complex than commonly believed. The interplay of economic policies, wartime strategies, and international financial maneuvers has left a trail of questions that remain unanswered to this day. What do you think happened to the gold? Is it still safely stored within the vaults of Fort Knox, or has history taken it on a different path? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. As we delve deeper into the enigma of Fort Knox's gold, it's crucial to understand the government's official stance and the skepticism that surrounds it. Over the years, various administrations have addressed concerns and speculations about the gold reserves, but their responses have often been met with mixed reactions. In the late 1970s, amidst growing public skepticism, the U.S. Treasury invited a select group of congressmen and journalists to tour Fort Knox. This rare event, aimed at quelling doubts, was intended to showcase the security and integrity of the gold reserves. The visitors were shown a portion of the gold bars, and official reports confirmed their existence. However, critics argue that this controlled and limited inspection did little to alleviate concerns, as it did not provide a comprehensive audit of all the gold stored within the facility. Fast forward to the 21st century, and the debate remains as heated as ever. In 2011, Congressman Ron Paul, a longtime advocate for auditing the Federal Reserve, called for a full and independent audit of Fort Knox's gold reserves. He, along with other skeptics, questioned whether the gold was still there or if it had been secretly sold off or leased out. Despite these calls, no comprehensive audit has been conducted to date, fueling ongoing suspicions. Adding to the intrigue, former U.S. Mint Director Edmund C. Moy has publicly stated that the gold is indeed there, and there is no reason to doubt its presence. However, he also acknowledged that the lack of transparency and comprehensive audits perpetuates conspiracy theories. This paradoxical stance highlights the tension between official assurances and public skepticism. Moreover, the U.S. government's financial policies and international commitments continue to play a role in this narrative. The Federal Reserve's decision to maintain a fiat currency system, detached from the gold standard, raises questions about the relevance and necessity of holding vast gold reserves. Some argue that the gold serves as a strategic asset, a symbol of economic stability, while others believe it to be an outdated relic in the modern financial landscape. In recent years, technological advancements have provided new avenues for verifying the existence of the gold. Proposals for using blockchain technology to create a transparent and tamper-proof record of gold holdings have gained traction. While these innovations hold promise, they also highlight the complexities and challenges of balancing transparency with national security. The government's response to the mystery of Fort Knox's gold is a delicate dance of reassurance and secrecy. Official statements and limited inspections offer a veneer of transparency, but the absence of a comprehensive audit leaves room for doubt. As the world continues to evolve, the question remains, will we ever truly know the fate of Fort Knox's gold, or will it remain one of history's most enduring mysteries? Share your insights and theories in the comments below. Do you trust the government's assurances, or do you believe there's more to the story? Let's unravel this mystery together. The enigma surrounding Fort Knox's gold reserves isn't just a matter of national curiosity, it has profound implications for the economy and public trust. The mere speculation of missing gold sends ripples through both financial markets and the collective psyche of the nation. Imagine a scenario where the gold reserves are indeed depleted or compromised. The immediate economic impact would be catastrophic. Gold, often seen as a hedge against inflation and economic instability, serves as a foundation of trust in the U.S. dollar. If the public and international stakeholders were to discover that Fort Knox's gold is missing or significantly reduced, confidence in the dollar would plummet. This could lead to a sharp devaluation of the currency, skyrocketing inflation, and a potential financial crisis. Moreover, the global economy could suffer a domino effect. The US dollar plays a pivotal role in international trade and finance. A crisis of confidence in the dollar would likely trigger a re-evaluation of foreign reserves held by other countries, leading to potential economic instability worldwide. The resulting financial turmoil could echo the crises of the past, with far-reaching consequences for global markets and economies. But the impact isn't limited to financial markets. Public trust in government institutions would suffer a significant blow. The belief that the government has been transparent and truthful about the nation's wealth and resources is fundamental to social stability. A revelation that the gold reserves are not as they seem would erode this trust, leading to widespread disillusionment and cynicism. Historical events have shown that a loss of public trust can lead to social unrest and political upheaval. Protests, demands for accountability, and a loss of faith in elected officials could become the new norm. The social fabric of the nation, already strained by various issues, could face unprecedented challenges. Furthermore, the narrative of the missing gold would be a boon for conspiracy theorists and those who thrive on sowing distrust and discord. In an age where misinformation spreads rapidly, the story of Fort Knox's gold could become a powerful tool for those seeking to undermine public confidence and social cohesion. In this context, the government's reluctance to conduct a comprehensive audit of Fort Knox's gold reserves takes on a new dimension. Is it merely a matter of national security, or is there a deeper, more unsettling truth that the authorities are trying to conceal? The stakes are incredibly high and the answers remain elusive. As we ponder the implications of this mystery, one thing is clear. The question of Fort Knox's gold is not just about the metal itself, it's about the very foundations of economic stability and public trust. The truth, whatever it may be, holds the power to shape the future of the nation and the world. What do you think? Could the potential impact of missing gold be as far-reaching as described? Or is this another layer of speculation in an already complex narrative? Share your thoughts below, and let's continue this exploration together.